Welcome everyone. We've got the Transformers MP-60 Ginrai, the very last Takara MP figure, now that everything is being rebranded as MPG going forward. And this release has a partner release, so this figure is going to come with Ginrai, and that's it. There is also an MPG-09, which we'll cover in another video. That includes the trailer and other stuff. Also, this release is meant to be a toy homage to the original Ginrai. So let's get into the packaging. There's a lot going on here. We've got the long life design, which has been on the MP releases for quite a few years now. There's also T-Spark, which we're seeing Takara use more often recently to promote their higher end product. So you're going to see that probably on all the MPG releases. We also have the 40th anniversary logo, so that's kind of cool. So here's the top, typical Masterpiece logo. Here's the bottom, and there is a QR code there if you want to see that. Here is the side, vehicle mode, and here is the other side, robot mode. And the back, we've got a demonstration of vehicle mode, robot mode, some of his accessories, and some action poses. So let's get this out of the box. So in the tray, you've got Ginrai himself. You've got two guns. These are actually smaller guns compared to the larger Super Ginrai mode. And then you've got the two blast effects. You also have a full colored booklet and a collector card. The collector card looks really nice. And the booklet has instructions, but also there's this whole history of the original design. Now, I've kept up with this line for a long time. I was a kid of the 80s, and I did not know anything about this early prototype where he was going to be a triple changer. So I would love to have this as a toy. I hope Takara or Hasbro does this one day. But he was a triple changer, he was a headmaster and a power master, and combined with his trailer. So we need that. And there's also this nice call out of all these past MP figures. I don't know why they split it up like that, but you'll have that one page in the front, and then there are more in the back. That's the booklet. But let's get this guy all the way out. So not a lot in the way of accessories, but that is basically Ginrai, and he actually comes with more than the original toy would have. So first off, we've got these smaller blasters. We'll see with the MPG release that comes with these larger blasters for the super mode, but Ginrai can hold these, and they do switch up so that you can mount these, and there are some 5mm holes on his legs. So if you want to put them there and have some sort of kind of like assault vehicle mode, you can totally do that. He also has two blast effects, and they will plug into the blasters, and very straightforward, but it's nice that we get these. And then probably the most important accessory is Ginrai himself. Now, with the toy, you always had this darker beige burgundy color scheme for the red areas, and the face is not painted. And also he's got chrome on the engine, so this will be a difference with the MPG release. Compared to the original figure, the MP figure is a little bit smaller. But this look is definitely geared towards the look of the anime. By the way, this particular copy is from the Takara reissue from 2000 something, 2004, 5, 7, something like that. Also, here is a comparison of both the Ginrai, and the Masterpiece actually has a little bit darker burgundy, but the overall details are almost identical. And the detailing on the engine block is almost exactly the same. So very cool. So Ginrai's vehicle mode is pretty straightforward. He's close to what Optimus Prime is, but a little bit different. And I kind of imagine that this truck is actually a little similar to the vehicle that Huffer is based off of. You still have the Power Master gimmick, and you can take Ginrai and slot him in, and he fits in pretty easily. There is also a gimmick where you can open the door here, and this is what they both look like with their Power Master modes set up. So very cool. So here he is in robot mode, and this guy is pretty interesting. So he's got a decent bit of die cast. The front of his chest is die cast. This back piece, the bulk of the cab, is die cast. I don't think there's any in the legs at all. So he has some little bit of weight to him. He's got an extreme amount of articulation too. So, you know, he's got these swivel, disc hinge, butterfly shoulders. He's got a single elbow, but because of how it's engineered, it acts as like a double elbow. The hand is on a swivel, but because of transformation, there's a little bit of extra movement there. He does have an ab crunch, and there's even a little bit of detailing underneath to accentuate it. There is a feature, this little button right here to eject the Power Master, and you will probably accidentally engage it. So when you're playing and posing with it, it's something to just kind of be mindful of. He does have a swivel. He's got these hip skirts that are very, very straightforward, nothing crazy like MP-44. He's got disc hinge hips on a swivel that are also on a drop down. So you're going to be able to get some pretty extreme forward kicking ability. There's an upper swivel here also. He's got double knees, if I can engage them. There's a bit of a strong tab right there first time you do it, so you're going to hear a very loud snap. And then for the feet, when you transform him, the feet are pushed in. You need to make sure to remember to pull them out, and you get really deep inward curve, and you get some up and down. And technically, because of transformation, you kind of get this downward toe, but that's not really what's happening. So a lot of articulation. He does have some weird stuff going on with him in that he might have too much articulation. He's a little floppy because the truck, this back piece is metallic. So when you go to do things, you're going to kind of feel like, you know, gravity is going to be taking over a lot, right? Also, his hip ratchets have some pretty wide detents. So you go from, you know, straight to very wide in one click. I can see maybe some third party coming up with something for this later on. However, these are pinned. Hopefully they're not riveted. Hopefully they're just pinned. So it's going to be a lot of trouble removing those hips if a third party comes along to do that. And then he's got, you know, basically fixed thumb, and the entire 4 fingers in the hand move at the same time. So kind of like Carbot articulation in the hands. And you can put his gun in his hand, and you can complete the look with that. So for comparisons, here he is with the original Ginrai, not Power Master Optimus, but Ginrai. And in this release, Ginrai had the blue eyes. Our Ginrai, our Masterpiece Ginrai over here has got the red eyes. Again, this is the toy deco. And you can see, you know, basically where, you know, all this detailing comes from. Both of them wear their Power Master in a very similar form. And the TV show also depicted them in this way also. As somebody who had the original Power Master Optimus Prime back in the day, I was really happy to get this Japanese reissue, and now to have this full articulated, you know, cartoon accurate version, it's kind of amazing. Here he is with Wheeljack, and I bring up Wheeljack because in Master Force you don't get to see too many comparisons with figures that exist in the Masterpiece line today. I've heard a lot of people complain that this figure is too small, but from what I can tell, this figure is the correct size. And again, this not being Optimus Prime, this being Ginrai, this does seem to fit in the continuity a little bit better. So overall, I would not say that this figure is perfect. I do think this figure is really nice, and I'm satisfied with it being the one and only Masterpiece. And I'm satisfied with this being the one and only Masterpiece figure that we have of this. The articulation is nice, the detailing is nice, the paint is nice. The paint does not seem like it's going to easily scrape off or fleck off. I do have some gripes about the way the joints articulate, and I do think it's a little unfortunate how the weight of this cab kind of pulls it down. But also, I know that this guy combines with the trailer, and having a weighted section here may be needed. And not to forget, we still have God Bomber coming later in the year. So this is not a single release figure. This is a puzzle piece to a much larger figure that eventually will get put together. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And please tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.